Welcome to round 11 of the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. And with only 3 races remaining in the calendar, it is now crunch time as pressure mounts upon leading drivers Sean McNamara, Alex Court and Todd Hayne as they take on the challenging, exciting and difficult Autodromo Enzo Dino Ferrari, also known as Imola, as well as their regular competitors such as Blake Warboys, Darren Caldwell, Jamie Davis, Lasseth Leonage and Trent Gosley as they head into the 24 laps and 117 kilometres of round 11 of the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. Joining me tonight in the commentary box is JP. How's it going, JP?
Hey Jamie, really good, thanks mate. Glad to be doing double duties tonight, commentary and broadcasting. This should be a really exciting race.
Yeah, unfortunately my co-commentator Ben Morris wasn't available this week, so it's the B team. So no, there won't be any pineapples flying around tonight. It'll just be maybe some gold coins.
Yeah, I'm notorious for being tight.
Looking forward to it anyway, JP. Me too, so don't worry about that. But there won't be any pineapples tonight. But you probably wouldn't want to bet too big on anyone tonight because I couldn't really find a favourite in tonight's race. The times are incredibly tight at the front.
We've
got Todd Hayne, pole. Sorry, JP.
It's going to be close. It's going to be really close tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. We will see Sean McNamara and Alex Court up the front with maybe a little bit of a gap back to their rivals. But tonight we've got Todd Hayne and Jamie Davis on the front row, followed by Warboys, then Alex Court, McNamara, Lasseth Leonage mixed in there as well, Chadwick and Darren Caldwell as well. So I think if you liked last Sunday night's Grand Prix, probably don't tune into this because there's going to be too much excitement for you.
Yeah, it's going to be
right.
It's going to be a hell of a start.
Let's hope for a clean one. We had a clean one at Monza last week, and that was fantastic.
Yeah, it was awesome
car
racing
for quite a while, but it'd be nice to have a clean start and have 6 to 8 really fast cars up the front here, all battling away over the 24 laps.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And while we're here, letting these guys warm up, did you want to go through the championship standings?
Championship standings, we have Sean McNamara on 1,442 points, followed by Alex Court, 46 points back, Todd Hayne, 84 points back, Blake Warboys with still a chance at the championship with 3 rounds remaining and double points available at Bathurst, 117 points behind. Darren Caldwell, he'd needed a bit of luck and a little bit of bad luck for those front 3, but he's 169 points off the lead. Jamie Davis, Lasseth Leonage, Trent Gosley, Martin Turner. I'd probably cross it off there, probably behind Trent Gosley. He's been pretty quick lately, so he's in 8th spot, 205 points off the lead, but with 150 points available tonight and next week, and 300 points available in the final round at Bathurst, they've still got a slight chance.
Yeah, look.
And I'll go through our major sponsors as well while I'm at it, JP.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got our major sponsors, of course, Nationwide Tracking System. Supply hardware and software solutions that allow businesses to maximise the value of assets and people in the field by using real-time live data, supplied satellite technology and cellular networks. NTS allow people and equipment in the field to operate in an environment that is safe, compliant to industry regulations, and used in a manner that provides maximum potential for returns on investment. We also have Abruzzi Raceware, manufacturers of custom karting gloves and boots, custom racewear and karting suits. Dripping Paint Graphics, the place for all your custom liveries, logos, social media packages and streaming overlays. Find them on Facebook and Instagram. Race Management Services, RMS, mobile app and PC app are aimed at simplifying and enhancing the iRacing experience. Get your results, team results, friend results, enter races and get live timing. Coghlan Race Engineering, KRE provides in-depth driver analysis, providing sim racers with the information they need to take their driving to the next level. They use Let me try that again. They use telemetry analysis to help you find those extra seconds a lap, but can also analyze your sim gear to make sure everything is working at its best. And Track Cam for gourmets, more detailed and in-depth iRacing camera packs, reproducing everything from Formula One camera angles to grandstand fan camera shots. And while we're at it, a big shout out to Aaron from Goodyear Auto Care, Warana, who's not feeling the best at the moment. Apparently, JP's up in hospital, so hopefully he has a speedy recovery and gets into that sim rig soon.
Yeah, he's been wanting to get into that sim rig. So all the best, Aaron. We're thinking about you, mate, and look forward to having you on track with us soon.
All right, a couple of minutes left in this warm-up session, and the guys will be on the grid very soon. Trent Gosling going through picture there, and I saw somebody at that very tricky Ravazza turn, the downhill braking into a sharp left-hander at the bottom of the hill, trying to wash off speed from 240 k's down to 100 while you're just fractionally turning right. This is a great track, JP. I love it. It's one of my favourites.
This is an awesome track. Matter of fact, this is one of the tracks where I had my very first V8 supercar win in iRacing, so I love this track as well.
Oh, well done. Good memories.
Yeah, good times.
So we're looking at about 4 litres, a little bit over 4 litres a lap. It's an early morning session. I'll just have a look at the weather now. We have partly cloudy, 23 degrees, and the track temperature is 24 degrees. Winds from the southwest at 12 kilometres an hour, and 103 kPa and rising. So pretty good conditions there. Tyres won't be sliding around too much. There'll be plenty of grip. Probably for about those first 8 to 9 laps, then they'll start to slide around a little bit. See times slowly going down, and the drivers having a little bit more trouble, hands full, and trying to put the power down, especially out of corners like Tosa and out of Tamburello. Also that tricky corner, Aqua Minerale. There's a little bit of curbing on the outside there that can always easily make a driver come undone. Yeah, but yeah, we've got... Sorry, JP, go for it.
Yeah, these conditions are almost ideal for the supercar. They'll be really enjoying this. It's going to bring the lap times down, but they're going to have to be very careful off the start. Cold tyres, heavy cars. Watch for these guys going into turn 1. Hold your breath. Hopefully, we won't have an incident, and everyone will get through there cleanly.
We had a great clean start at Monza last round, but this round we've got Tamburello first corner, the left, the right, the left, and then with Villeneuve straight after that, another left, right into Tosa, another sharp 180 there. We're looking at Tosa right now, the exit to Tosa up the hill. I'm really hoping we get a clean start, and these guys, I reckon we've got at least 10 guys who can win this one. We've had through the series at Zolder, Court won, Interlagos, Court, Road America was McNamara, Mosport was Court, Silverstone was Davies, Alton Park, McNamara, Virginia, McNamara, Okayama, McNamara, Phillip Island, Court, and Monza, McNamara. McNamara finds himself back on the third row tonight. Todd Hayne on pole position, Jamie Davis alongside of him, Blake Warboys on the second row, Alex Court alongside, Lasseth Leonage, Alex Court's teammate just behind him, Sean McNamara down in 6th. He's not used to that. He'll have a little bit of help alongside of him. 7th position, Simon Chadwick. Jacob Brewer's been fast of late in 8th. Darren Caldwell 9th. The revs are rising.
Green flag.
There's the green.
Here we go.
And they're away.
Blake Warboys looks like he's got a great start.
A little bit of action down the back, but Davis is going to lead into turn. Oh no, there's a 9.5 Sim Sports car off on the grass there.
That was Sean McNamara.
Is it McNamara? It is McNamara. He's fallen down the grid. This is what he would have been hoping wouldn't happen. It's going to be good for Alex Court, and it's going to be a headache now for McNamara having to work his way back up through the field. Jamie Davis leads away. Todd Haynes got a clean start compared to Monza last week. Blake Warboys in 3rd. Leonage 4th. Court 5th. Trent Gosling in 6th. Jacob Brewer in 7th. Cameron Veacock with a good start up to 8th. Caldwell in 9th.
This is absolutely
As they head
fantastic for
into
Jamie Davis.
Piratella. Davis, he seems to really like this track. He switched on this week. Didn't like Monza. Wasn't happy with the circuit at all. Doesn't like the layout. Really didn't put in his best effort last week.
Goes wide there.
Warboys fast in qualifying. Ooh. Todd Haynes got a run on Davis here as I head into Varianta Alta. Alongside. No
Smart
go
move
there,
by
though.
Todd Haynes.
Backed out. He's been smart all season, JP. Very consistent. Hasn't made very many mistakes. Got into a little bit of trouble at Phillip Island with the reverse grids and the heats. Oh, that's deep on the brakes though. Had to pull it up hard behind Davis. Jamie Davis coming through to finish lap 1. Lee Roberts onto race control. Lee Roberts finds himself in last position. Well, Marty Hansen and Michael Dumbrell find themselves at the back of the pack as well. On board Alex Court. Alex Court, not knowing whether he's aware what's happened to McNamara, but McNamara finds himself 15th position, 9 positions down on his qualifying position.
And really this is going to play into Alex Court's hands. He just has to be patient now and see if he can work his way through the field or at least stay in 5th spot.
Mate, Lasseth Leonage in 4th spot in front of him. That's going to become handy. Let's see if there might be some team orders later on in the race. No need for it at this point in time. Leonage is doing a great job, not holding Court up at all. He's got a nice little gap to Court, actually, about 7/10 of a second. But Jamie Davis is not getting away at this point in time. Todd Haynes is pressuring him hard through down to Aqua Minerale, one of the trickiest corners on the track. Braking while you're turning right, and then it gets tighter again. Try and get a little bit of curb on the inside, a little bit of curb on the outside. Easy to get a slow down through there though. You don't want to go too wide on the left-hand curb. This tricky chicane now, down to 2nd gear. Ride some curb, but they can throw the car out of balance. If you get too much curb, then you'll half spin it and won't be able to put the power as you build up to 240 kilometres an hour as you go over the crest. Braking hard. Looking at Riley Simons here, down in 12th position. He's up 2 positions from his starting spot. And as you can see, there's nothing between these guys. They're all still nose to tail, right down to probably 14th spot. McNamara at the back of the pack, just behind Jonathan Bean. So McNamara's had a dreadful... He's not really even showing much pace at this point in time as we started lap 3 of 24.
Well, he actually had the fastest lap of the race last lap, a 44.7. But I think it's now recovery time for him. Head down and start to pick his way through the traffic and just try to mitigate the that lap 1 incident where he went off track.
Yeah, it's certainly. Oh, and there's one of his teammates off on the left-hand side there. I think that's Simon Chadwick. Chadwick in the 777 car.
Absolutely, that is really. I sort of called it at when we were starting up for the warm-up. I said I thought Simon was going to have probably a little bit of drama with this track racing one-handed, and I think that's what we're going to see tonight with Simon in this particular track.
Right there, JP. You did mention that before the race started. This is going to be a taxing track. To mention that, Darren Caldwell, he's racing with a broken finger tonight. Injured in a soccer incident. He's a coach of a junior soccer team, and I think one of the kids might have booted the ball too hard at his head. Maybe a little bit of bit demanding on the soccer court, but here we go. Back to the front of the race. And we've got Todd Haynes in the lead. There's been a lead change.
Todd Haynes made the change for the lead, and it looks like he's starting to check out.
He is. Pulled out a lead already. One point, maybe there might have been a mistake from Jamie Davis as well. We'll see if Jamie Davis can stabilise that gap. But this is great for Todd Haynes, who finds himself 3rd in the championship, 84 points off the lead. Yes, definitely. I think there might have been a mistake from Jamie Davis. Let's just have a look at his last lap time, a 146.4. Yeah, that's a good second off the pace there. So Now the pressure from Todd Hayne, and Todd Hayne's going to love this. He hasn't been in this situation for a long time.
No, it's given
Leading the
him
race on lap 4.
it's given him some clear air, and he's off and running. And look at this, Jamie Davis is now coming under attack from Blake Warboys.
Boys all over Jamie Davis as they exit Tosa.
Jamie had a great start to the season, but he had a few disappointing finishes for himself. So it'd be great to see him up the pointy end of the field and finish well.
And it looks like he's not. Might have had that initial fast lap pace at the start, but as you can see from Warboy's car, Jamie Davis has got his hands full at the moment with his drive. He's going to be under pressure here from Warboys.
Oh, a little bit of a kiss there from Warboys.
Front there as they go.
And
Davis, I think he's had a slowdown.
oh no!
Oh, and there's more cars involved. Caldwell's involved. Jonathan Bean, there's Cameron Veacock involved as well. And
Let's have a
there's
look at this on the
smoking
replay.
car. Jamie Davis is over. He's going to need to make it back to the pits, get that repaired, but that's going to take him out of the pit window. And the safety car's being called. Race control over the top of it. They know what's going on. Yeah, that's Leonage. Jamie Davis just hasn't. Well, Leonage probably hasn't left Jamie Davis enough room on the exit to Variante Alta.
Yeah.
And he's just caught that back quarter panel, spun him and turned him into the tyres, and then come back onto the track in front of the field.
From the vision there, you can see that Leonage hadn't opened up his steering.
Been involved. Leonage was probably not aware, but this is really shaking things up. But one person that really has enjoyed it, although he wouldn't like to see his teammate in that incident, Alex Court is up to 3rd.
And that also gives a free kick to Sean McNamara. That moves him up to 9th place.
Fortunately for those guys that have to, it's not going to be in their fuel window unless they really, well, it depends on what lap the safety car comes in. But with a 72 litre tank, starting with the 72 litres in the tank, they need to put 28 litres on in the refuel, but maybe a little bit less now with the safety car. These guys are pumping it in though at the front. They're not slowing down, and they know it's a safety car, but they haven't been pulled up by the safety car yet. They're thinking that maybe they can get in a free pit stop. No, they're backing it up now.
They've probably been.
They're still going full pelt. I think they're still going at least 90% speed. They'll be going through the sums right now. Can they make this pit stop under the yellow? This is really, I mean, this is where these guys are having to drive and calculate at the same time.
That's right. They're going to know. If they've practiced their pit stops, they're going to know whether they can come in early, take enough fuel, and get out there and fuel safe to the end.
They're staying out. They're staying out, JP.
Yep, they know they can't do it. Let's have a look. Trent Gosley's the next in the queue.
So close. Will anybody risk it? Will anybody risk
They're all
chance of
staying
being
out.
able to go in now?
Now, does Sean McNamara roll the dice? No, he doesn't. It's just not going to work for anyone coming in this early.
Still too early. It'd be very close though. Somebody down in the midfield takes the chance to pit now. It wouldn't be the silliest thing to do.
And here they are, picked up by the
now we have
safety
Lee
car.
Davis in the safety car. So we've got Todd Hayne, followed by Blake Warboys, Alex Court, Trent Gosley, Jacob Brewer. Jacob Brewer is up 3 spots. Kyle Booth, he's been although he was involved a little bit in that incident, he might have been able to slow the car down enough to not gain too much damage. Maybe just a little bit of front aero spoiler splitter. But yeah, he's up. Kyle Booth's up 11 positions, and Riley Simon's up 7 positions. Jonathan Bean up 10 positions, but I'm pretty sure Jonathan Bean really. No, it was that's right, Cameron Veacock in the same livery. He copped the biggest whack, I think, Veacock, as he drove straight into Leonage as he come off the tyre barrier at Variante Alta.
Yeah, you can see Kyle Booth carrying a little bit of damage there, but I tell you what, he's done absolutely brilliantly during this series. Starting out the series, he was mid-pack in Split 2, managed to win a race in Split 2, and now he's up and racing for top 5, top 10 finishes in Split 1
on a weekly basis. He's up there quite often, as well as I've noticed that guys like Ashley Davis and Mitch Campbell, Marty Hansen, they've really improved their racecraft as this season's gone on. That's what it's all about, this series.
It's
It's a
great to
fixed
see.
setup, so not an engineer's paradise. You get out there with what you've got. You just got to drive with what you've brought, which is the same as what everyone else has got.
100%. And have a look, looking back at this Dragon RC car, the eyes on this thing. How menacing does this car look?
It gives my kids nightmares. They won't watch the streams back. They're too terrified when they see that car.
It's an awesome looking car. Thanks to Juan from iLiveries that did the paint on that car. Awesome job.
So what have we got? We've got Todd Hayne, Blake Warboys, Alex Court, Trent Gossley, and anyone going to come in the pits here? Is the pit lane closed? I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything from race control about pit lane being closed or any of the such.
Unlike with the iRacing safety car, the pit lane is open as soon as the manual safety car is deployed. So they can pit as soon as they call for the safety car. But unfortunately, I think pitting now is just going to be too early in the race for them. If they pit now, they will have to come back for a splash and dash.
Okay, so maybe we might see the safety car come in at the end of this lap. Haven't heard anything as yet.
It looks like everyone's sort of settled down now, so I'd say they're going to call the safety car in at the end of the lap. You can see that the cars have stopped weaving behind the safety car. That's usually a fairly good indication that they've called the safety car in.
Of course, the safety car is going to pull away where that incident happened at the top of the track at the Variante Alta, and then at that point in time, Todd Hayne will take over the race lead, but the acceleration zone is coming out of Ravazza, the final corner, down the pit straight, the long pit straight. Now, even though it's not straight, it's got a little bend in it.
Sorry, Jamie. If they've called the safety car in, this could be a penalty for Blake Warboys. He was weaving just at the previous corner, and now Todd Haynes is doing the same thing. So if they've called the safety car in, there might be penalties.
Let's hope not, JP. Because
now these guys know though. It's the rules. Yeah, it is the rules.
Tough call. We've seen it in 12-hour races at Bathurst and such. And, guys dropping off the back of safety cars. There's a lot of technicalities and rules when it comes to safety cars and pace cars with what you can and can't do. Changes from, the lights are out. I've just heard race control from Craig Schultz.
Well, there you go. They may not have called lights out at that point. So if they haven't called lights out, they're safe.
Keep an eagle. I think that was in the background, Jonathan Bean. Well, let's hope they don't do anything. And you really don't need to warm these tyres up. They're pretty warm after only a couple of corners.
Yeah.
In fact, you probably want to keep these tyres as cool as possible for as long as possible.
Absolutely. You might want to probably put more heat in the brakes, if anything else.
Brakes, exactly. You might see these guys pumping the brakes, accelerating, braking. Not too drastically, though. You don't want to get a rear-ended. You don't want to run into the back of somebody or have somebody run into the back of yourself. So tension's building now. Todd Hayne, he got a little bit of a break there before that safety car. And he was quite probably enjoying that second and a half break. He's not going to have anything now. In fact, this is be interesting. Todd Hayne, I don't know if he's ever been in this situation before. He's going to probably just building the pace up now. He's going to
looks like he's gone early.
There he goes. He's away.
The rest of the field have stayed with him.
Oh, I think somebody might have even had a slowdown there, and that's probably split the field up quite poorly because they didn't realise that they couldn't pass the guy. I think there's a gap now, a big gap back from Alex Court, Trent Gossley. I think it might have been Jacob Brewer, actually, who totally missed the start. Maybe he had a slowdown. Easily to do coming through Ravazza, but Todd Haynes got a nice start. Nice and clean. Warboys followed him nicely away. Didn't really lose too much time. Alex Court stuck right with him as well. And Trent Gossley in fourth position. But then that was the issue after that. I think it might have been Yeah, Jacob Brewer. And the guys just realised they weren't allowed to pass before that start-finish line. So he had to slow down and no one could pass him. In fact, there's a lot of action going back there now, JP. Jonathan Bean, Simon Chadwick, Sean McNamara.
Yep, there's Kyle
Further
Booth
back
all
again.
over the back of Jacob Brewer.
On here, guys, oh, look at all those 9.5 SimSport cars. With Tim Mulford involved as well, the one NTS car in a sea of green and black. The 9.5 SimSports have definitely increased their numbers as the season's gone on.
Yeah, they've
Dominating.
gone from a 1-car operation to a 6-car operation now. So it's great to see Sean McNamara getting some backup and getting some guys that have got a bit of pace racing with him.
Definitely going to come in handy. As you can see at this point in time, McNamara leads the green machine, the green and black machine. It's McNamara up to 9th now, followed by Chadwick, then Tim Mulford behind him, Mitch Campbell, Ashley Davis, Benjamin Siren.
And
Back to the front, Todd Hayne.
He's checked out again.
Super fast. Been his favourite track for sure this week. I've seen him at practice sessions. He was pumping in the fast times and doing consistent race laps.
44
extreme
flat.
Speed.
So 44 flat on that lap, so that makes him the fastest car on track at the moment.
3/10 faster than War Boys, 4/10 faster than Alex Court. And War Boys stay with Todd Hayne.
Just got a comment from James Rule. Watching this gives me bad memories of running out of fuel in season 1. Well, they're not. They can't be that. They can't be that bad, James. You won the championship, so for the inaugural season. So well done, mate.
Imola always has been a very tricky track for fuel consumption. Seems to be very heavy on the fuel. So that's probably why a lot of these guys shied away from that pit stop under caution. I was surprised that nobody, and if there had been another safety car throughout this race, it would have definitely fallen into somebody's lap if they had been at a pit on that first safety car. But that's beside the way. No one took the risk. So it's Todd Hayne leading. War Boys. He hasn't dropped it. War Boys. He's staying with him. He's been super fast of late as well.
Their
Good
times.
to see him up the front.
Top 3 are all in the 44s. So with Todd Hayne last lap a 44 flat, Blake Warboys 44.3 and a 44.4 for Alex Court.
Of course, Todd Hayne, 3rd in the championship. Blake Warboys is 4th in the championship, 117 points behind McNamara, the leader. McNamara has worked his way back up from that dreadful start. 15th he was at one stage, 15th or 16th. He's up to 8th position now.
Yeah, well, all of those cars that had to pit before, that's really worked in McNamara's favour. Obviously, they're going to have to come back for another pit, and Todd Hayne just raises the bar again with a 44.02.
Chadwick having a look at Bean. Bean's run wide, outbraked himself over the ripple strips, and Chadwick's got a position there.
Easy
Moved up
move
to
by
9th.
Chadwick.
Bean, and now he finds himself under pressure from Mulford. Tim Mulford in the 85 car. He's the second of the NTS cars now tonight. Lasseth Leonage was up there. He was in 4th spot, but unfortunately had that incident with Jamie Davis. And Jamie Davis now finds himself back in... I can't even find him, JP. Where's Jamie Davis?
Just looking through the field here.
Oh, there he is in 14. 14, yep. 14th. He's 9. He's what was for Jamie Davis. Found himself on the front row of the grid and had that incident with Leonage. Looked like he had to slow down and tried to give away that time. It can always cause troubles, those slowdowns. I've seen it many times, even at Monza last week. People having to give up that time and trying to not lose positions, but trying to stay in their spot and regain race pace as quickly as possible.
Yeah, 100%. And
Now,
look at this.
when are these pit stops going to happen, JP?
Blake
Are we looking at these
Warboys.
pit stops?
Blake Warboys has caught up a little bit to Todd Hayne, but Todd Hayne is still sort of commanding that lead.
Yep. Warboys 2/10 quicker on that lap. I can see Todd Hayne a little bit squirrely there under brakes for Tamburello. Warboys will notice that as well.
Yeah, you can see the back end of Todd
Might be
Haynes'
handling a
car
little bit better.
just stepping out slightly there. So Yeah, Warboys is going to see that. He's going to start to work on that. And I know Todd Haynes is probably going to want to stay out as long as he can.
Closer again through Villeneuve, Warboys. In fact, he's really closing up here. It's very easy to get a slowdown at Villeneuve. You've got to ride the curbs to get the maximum speed through the left-right, but it's very easy to get a slowdown. It's something to keep an eye on as we go through the race as well. But Warboys is right behind Todd Hayne now. These two are really putting down an immense pace. Alex Court finding it hard to go with these two.
Yeah, he's being left behind, but these two now are really starting to go for it. Warboys is starting to put some pressure on Haynes. Haynes is going to be no stranger at all to having pressure put on him. He's going to be eyes forward and making that car as wide as he possibly can.
Normally, Todd Haynes charging his way back through the field. He's normally the guy that's putting pressure on the drivers in front of him. So maybe this is a role reversal. That he might not be able to. He might not like this. He might not like driving around looking with one eye in that rear. Well, we can see now the car. He's just needs to wind that brake bias a little bit forward. I think Todd Haynes, although he's stabilised there. He's got a nice exit there as we come into the end of lap 11. It's about to start lap 12 of this 24. We're right on about halfway now.
Yep.
These guys have got to be doing fuel calculations. They don't want to take on too much fuel in this pit stop. They've had 2 laps at a reduced pace. So what they would have been taking on 28 litres of fuel. Here we go
and
now.
Here we go. Tim Mulford's the first to blink.
Come in. They would have been taking on 28 litres of fuel at this before the race started. Now they probably would have wound that back to a conservative, maybe 25, 26, maybe even less. But that's going to be critical. These guys are going to be trying to work out how much fuel do I need to get to the end of this race, plus have enough still up in hand to get back to the pit lane as well.
100%. I mean, they have to do a cool down lap in this series, so they need to make sure they've got enough fuel in hand to do that. And I think what's going to happen with these three is the first that blinks out of these three, the other two will follow.
Yeah. I think there's an undercut of about 1.2 seconds a lap if you get clean air. At least 1.2 seconds a lap. You'll be faster on fresh tyres. If you don't get too greedy on those fresh tyres. It's always easy to go out there and just lay the foot into the pedal and just go crazy thinking you're going to have massive amounts of grip. So you've got to be a bit gentle with these cars, not throw them around too much. Oh, Ashley Davis. In fact, he's moving past Mitch Campbell there.
Looks like Mitch must have had a slowdown.
5 Sim Sport boys, 7th and 12th.
Just go down to the back of the field here. Just have a look at the livery on this car. This is another good-looking car, the Goodyear Auto Care Warana car. Driven by
Casper.
Craig was away from sim racing for a little while. He's just come back in and starting to find his feet again. So it's great to see Craig back.
Definitely hard to keep out of sim racing.
Lee Roberts has pulled the trigger and has gone into the pits as well now.
Definitely. I'll see Jacob Brewer's made the pit stop as well.
So for the guys that are down the back, I mean, it's probably neither here nor there for them. They can roll that dice and take an early stop if they want to. Try for the undercut.
Yeah, they'll probably come out and clear air at the back of the field, whereas Todd Hayne and Blake Warboys, if they pit now, I'm thinking it's around about 48 seconds of pit travel time. About 40, maybe a little bit less now because of the reduced fuel. But they will probably be in the pits for 45 seconds. And if Todd Hayne pitted right now and he'd find himself coming out around Luke Holland, Hayden Harrison, that area there, in about 25th or 26th position. So he doesn't really want to take the risk. With the fresh air in front of him, the clean air, he'll stay out for as long as he can. And Warboys won't do anything until he sees Todd Hayne do something. But look at the speed these guys. They've just pulled out a massive gap to 4th place Trent Gostley. He's 4 seconds back now.
And Trent's no slouch. His best lap is a 44.4. Last was a 45.10. The top 3 are still lapping in the 44s.
Todd Hayne would have been expecting if he could put these these laps down, he would have blitzed this field. But Blake Warboys is stuck with him. It'd be infuriating to look in that rear vision mirror and say, I'm doing the best laps I can possibly do here, and this guy's just staying with me.
Yeah, Blake hasn't let him get away with it too much. He hasn't made it easy on Hayne, and I don't think he will. So another thing they need to look for is McNamara and Chadwick are now both in the pits. So
There's
these
a lot
guys,
of pit stops going on now.
these guys can be the danger guys.
Yeah,
So-
all the mid packs now making their pit stops. McNamara, Chadwick, Byron, Ashley Davis, Mitch Campbell, they're all in the pits.
So McNamara now
Riley
is
Simons,
out.
Kyle Booth.
He's out with a repaired car. So's Kyle Booth. And really, it's going to come down to what are these guys going to do now? Are they going to cover off McNamara and Chadwick, or are they going to stay out? Oh, and Hayne just had a moment coming out of there. Back end just got-
Definitely right on the edge now. I wouldn't want to stay out much longer than this.
Yeah, you can
I
see
saw
the
Alex Court earlier in the lap as well, struggling out of Tamburello.
you can see
Power
the back
down
of the
car,
cars.
big slide.
Yeah, just dancing around now. So
Yeah, and that has brought Warboys back closer again. That little moment that Hayne has.
And look at
Ooh,
that.
Come in very quick there, missed the apex. Just managed to pull it up before onto the grass. He's got to realise now that the tyres are gone.
and he pulls the
Here
trigger.
he comes in the lane. Slams on the brakes.
Yes.
They all come. The top three all in.
Oh, look at Court.
Oh, Court. Locked up sideways as he comes into the lane.
Did he get the car stopped in time? That's the big question.
You can lose tenths of seconds there, but you don't want to get a pit lane hold. It can be 45 seconds sitting in the pit lane if you speed through here. There's a little bit of tolerance, a little bit of, look at that. They pulled up on the jacks exactly at the same time. Caught just a second and a half behind. Now let's have a look. Let's see who's worked out these fuel calculations. Todd Hayne.
Beautiful
He's
release
gained-
by Todd Hayne. And it
gained
looks
half
like
a second there.
Court's just beat Warboys in the pits as well.
Court, ever the strategist, he's gained a bit of time. Warboy's not used to this, running right up at the front and the intense pressure of the first three places.
And
He's
this
lost
is
a little bit. Yeah,
this has
he's
really
definitely
allowed
lost.
Todd Haynes to check out. Look at this.
Although now he finds himself behind there. Todd Hayne is behind Dean Williams.
Yeah, Dean's not going to make it easy for him.
This
But
is
by
a
the-
race for position. This is what you don't want when you make these pit stops. You don't want to come out behind somebody. You're going to have the fresh tyres. You can punch it up the hill here, though. And Williams is going to find it harder to defend this in the left-hander at the top of the hill. Yep, no, Todd Haynes got it. He's made that move.
And it's great to see Williams backing out, realising that he wasn't going to be able to fight for position. Best thing to do is just to back out and live to fight another day.
We have Jamie Davis leading the race at this point in time.
So
He'll
just
probably stay out quite a long time now.
just a
Team
message here from
taking
Stress
that fuel
Budget
and tyre.
Racing. Hope Todd has enough fuel. We all hope Todd has enough fuel, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing and he's put enough fuel to get himself to the end of the race.
That was Williams in the background, mixing Varianta Alta. So Jamie Davis leading with Darren Caldwell. They both pitted under the safety car. They had to make repairs to their cars. So they will be, well, they could probably run to maybe, we're only guessing at this point in time, but they might have enough fuel to go to maybe 2 to 3 laps from the end of the race.
Yep. So for these guys,
It's going to be fuel critical.
they're going to run for as long as they can and then come in for a splash and dash and hope that they can make up some spots. And right now,
Well, they'll be
Jamie
praying
Day-
for a safety car.
yeah, Todd Haynes is coming up on the back of Craig Newell. So that's going to slow him down as well.
Craig Newell. This is a race for position, so don't make it easy, Craig Newell. Your teammate and second place in the championship is behind Todd Hayne here.
Yep.
I'm sure Alex Court's quite happy at this point in time anyway. He's had a pretty good race. Unhappy to finish here in second. You see Warboy is working his way past Williams in the background there as well.
Yep. And look at Newell. He's just put his car in the middle of the road and made it as hard as he possibly can.
And he's got
For Haynes.
the
Oh,
inside-
no!
There's a tap. There's a tap. Todd Haynes got to be aware of this. He's not going to get this position easily. Don't put your... Oh, and there's another tap. Don't put yourself into a position here. You've got 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds up your sleeve.
And look at this. Look what this has done. This has brought Court right up on the back of Haynes.
Court is right back into it. Don't damage your car, Todd Haynes. Don't do anything too silly.
Oh,
Look
no.
At Court. Look at Court. And still, this is a battle for position. Craig Newell's not doing anything wrong here. He's not making himself a friend with Todd Haynes. And I think Newell there has gone a bit too wide. That's probably a slowdown. But wow, Court is right in this race now. Oh, these two have got to be careful. This is critical. He's there, he's got it, Todd Haynes through, but look where Court is now, and Warboys is in the fight now as well. It's back to status quo. It's back to square one again from after these pit stops.
And if this worked in anyone's favour, I think it's worked in Warboys' favour.
Definitely Warboys has been helped out with that. Huge. And the battle of the championship as well, so they can't take too many risks. They don't want to go for the outright glory of the win. They're top. These we're looking here, top 3 guys in the championship. Sean McNamara leading it, and Sean McNamara is still back in 16th position.
And have a look at here. We now have
these guys in front are going to be doing pit stops.
We've got Laz Leonage now leading the race. Although his lap times aren't really reflective of his outright pace. Last lap was a 47.5.
Out and nearly 2 seconds off the pace. Although Todd Haynes and Alex Court were both held up on that last lap, so it's a bit hard to judge on what the real race pace is at this point in time. They've got fresh tyres, but they didn't get to use them. They didn't really get to use them on those out laps.
No.
Todd Haynes maybe got one decent lap in.
No, and in Craig Newell's defence, he was racing for position. He put his car exactly where he needed to put it.
Oh, Laz, he's gone deep there. Missed the apex. Sorry, JP. Craig Newell, nothing. I heard Todd Haynes onto race control. Wants the race control to have a look at it, but that was all fair there. It wasn't very gentlemanly. It wasn't the nicest way to race, but yeah, there's nothing illegal about that.
No, no one says he has to open the door and let the other guy through if they're racing for position. But race on, and I'm sure race control will have a look at that and make their ruling. And look at this, 3 cars,
3 wide through Temburello. They got to sort it out here. Veacock, Cameron Veacock in the 87 car. Oh, gee, through Villeneuve. Oh, and he's got a run on here, up to Tosa. He's going to have a look down the left-hand side.
And he looks like he makes it stick. Yeah, beautiful move. Now he's going to line up Chris Barnes.
Veacock up to 6th position, just passing Sean Pidwell there. Got Chris Barnes in front of him in 5th position. Chris Barnes up 17 positions from his grid position. So
these cars must have been involved in the opening lap fracas there. So they're probably going to be fuel limited. So it'd be interesting to see what these guys are going to do moving forward. And this also could be Laz's. Laz could be also trying to fuel save here, and that could also be reflective of his lap times.
Got a bit of time up his sleeve. I mean, pitting under that, well, as I said before, 45 seconds to... Oh, Leonard, gee, that's always a nervous when you see a car with that inside front locked as they come into the left-hander there. Hard to wash off speed when you're only braking with 3 wheels. But yes, Lasseth Leonard leads from Jamie Davis. He's got that lead out to 4 seconds now. Back to Caldwell. Caldwell's pressuring Jamie Davis. He's only 3/10 behind Davis. Then you got Jason Davis in 4th position. Cameron Veacock in 5th, as we saw that battle before with Chris Barnes. Veacock got that position on Barnes, and Pidwell. Todd Haynes, we think, is our race leader when after all the pit stops. He's in 8th, followed by Alex Court.
But look at this.
And really followed by Alex Court.
Is right up on Todd Haynes now.
That was really what Court needed, just to get that gap down. And guys are pushing hard. Look at the body language. They're riding the curbs up over the AstroTurf.
I think what we may have seen is Todd Haynes may have been held up there a little bit by Ryan McCarthy, but once again that would have been for position, and which allowed Court to catch up to him.
We've had a black flag for Riley Simons. Riley Simons is down in 28th, so not really affecting the race. We're just going through race control. I saw Ashley Davis was black flag, but had that cleared, so don't know what happened there. But yeah, Riley Simon's been a bit demonic out there on the track.
In the Dragon RC car there, so don't know what happened, but we'll find out when the...
Lasseth Leonage is dropping down through the field right now. Something's happened to Lasseth Leonage.
I've still got him.
He has dropped down to... Oh, no, sorry. I don't know what was going on with my timing there. Yeah, something was going on with my timing. I thought maybe he might have been pitting. But look, is there a battle just behind Lasseth Leonage?
And there was. And look at this. Jason Davis just goes around the outside.
I believe, JP, that these guys are fuel saving.
Absolutely.
I believe that Jamie Davis and Darren Caldwell are trying to get these cars home without having to hit pit lane again. Just by the sounds of Caldwell's engine there, it really didn't sound like he was using full revs. It's a hard way to drive. It's definitely, you've got these guys that are going to be coming up behind you now, and they're catching up hand over fist, and you're driving at a compromise, looking at the fuel gauges. It's so hard to do. And as you can see, Todd Hayne and Alex Court in the same picture. They can see these guys now. They're closing in.
And
we're on lap 20, 4 laps to go, so they're definitely trying to get it home now without another stop.
And you can see it's reflective of their lap times.
This is going to make for a dramatic finish here, JP. We're
Absolutely.
in for a cracker of a finish.
100%. You look at these lap times. Laz Leonage of 141.1, 147.3 by Jason Davis. Jamie Davis 148 flat. Darren Caldwell 147.9. Cameron Veacock of 146.
As you can see, Caldwell now under the pressure from Veacock. Veacock, yeah, I think he pitted at the same time as Caldwell, so I don't know if he's managed to save more fuel.
Oh, no!
Is that a touch? And there's... Yep, might have been. Yeah, Caldwell's addressed that. He's given the position back to Jamie Davis, but that has helped out Cameron Veacock.
And
but
look
Veacock caused damage. He's lost the bonnet in that incident.
Look at this. Todd Hayne is right up the back of this field.
It's closed up. It's brought Todd Hayne and Alex Court right into it.
They're
all over the shop. They're everywhere here.
These guys now know they either need to get a hurry on or they need to just try and make their cars as wide as possible. But it's just not going to work for them.
This is helping, JP. Lasseth Leonage.
Absolutely.
One more time. Here's Hayne on Caldwell. He's got it.
48 flat for Lasseth Leonage last lap.
Port's through on Caldwell as well. Todd Hayne's just... Oh, he has a big look at Jamie Davis, and they've had some battles over the time.
And you know Jamie Davis isn't going to open the door.
Did well in there as well. So we've got Leonage. He's leading from 2 seconds back to Jason Davis, who's got 3 seconds on Cameron Veacock. Veacock's in a damaged car now. Chris Barnes in 4th. Pidwell in 5th. Jamie Davis in 6th. Todd Hayne in 7th. Alex Court in 8th. Darren Caldwell in 9th. Blake Warboys in 10th. Warboys is still in with a shout here. He could still get a top 3.
Oh no! Look at this!
Todd Hayne's very loose there. Side by side with Jamie Davis, and you know how that ended up for Lasseth Leonage. Oh, the same sort of thing. Davis is off this time though. This
is going to be a penalty for Todd Hayne for sure.
Oh, I'm not so sure. Jamie Davis didn't give him much room there, JP.
Let's have a look at this.
One and a half a dozen of another. There was only a slight touch in it as well. It's very unfortunate the way Jamie Davis's car has reacted off of that tap. Look at that. Davis hasn't given him much room. Todd Hayne's all the way off. And I tell you what, Alex Court, how lucky was he not to be involved in that?
Talk about a brown pants moment. Look,
Alex Court, my goodness.
Look, I think on review of that, I think race control is just going to call that a racing incident.
Never
Race
know.
on.
You never know. Human element involved there.
Yeah, look,
That's for War Boys now on the back of Caldwell.
they have the
Boys
benefit of
driving.
being able to look at that at various different angles, so they'll make the call.
And of course, 24 lap race. We're on lap 22.
3 laps to go. Laz,
Dienage, he's got the gap. That's Jason Davis behind him there.
Jason has started to pick up the pace a little bit as well now. I think they know it's either win it or bin it. They either have to pick up the pace to win this, or they're going to need to come in for a splash and dash.
Fascinating. What a fascinating scenario we've got here. Leonage, he's got to drive super smooth. He might even be clutching it on the downhill. He might be pumping the clutch to save as many RPM and every drop of fuel. It's going to be... He won't even know at this point in time.
Let's go on board with Leonage and see if we can listen to him.
Oh, that's an early lift. Hey, he's definitely coasted it in there. Light on the pedal. Now he's got to gun it here. You can't do anything but give it full acceleration down this straight. But the fuel will be just getting sucked up. He'd be going, can I put it on a lighter fuel mix? No, there's no option for that in the supercar. It's all fuel or nothing. But here we go. Oh, he's revving it hard, but lifting.
All the while, Jason Davis is right behind him and closing up fast.
Half a second, Leonage. Oh, it's coming down. It's 2/10 of a second now. And Veacock 3 seconds behind this battle for the lead. Leonage, Jason Davis. Jason Davis alongside here, and he's gone round the outside into Tosa. Jason Davis takes the lead here in round 11 of the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. Jason Davis is leading at Imola.
This is only Jason's. I think it's his 4th or 5th round. So
Leonage is almost. He's really slowed down now, Leonage. There's Veacock right behind him there.
I think Leonage is in trouble.
Has not managed the fuel. He's got to.
And look at this.
To get back to the, it's on behind. That's Veacock up into second. Todd Hayne is now right behind Leonage. Chris Barnes is behind Todd Hayne. There's Hayne. Leonage is just crippled now. He's limping back. He's going to have to get a splash and dash. But Todd Hayne's up to third, and he's closing in on Veacock and Jason Davis.
Oh, no, look! Alex Court!
Who's that? Was that Court?
Oh, great save.
Wow, I would not have expected that was gone. And there's somebody going to the pits there. That's Barnes off to the pits. Barnes out of 4th position. He's realised I don't have enough fuel. Jason Davis. We don't know when he pitted. I have no idea when he went to the pits.
And this is the final lap. This is the final lap.
How much fuel has Jason Davis got? This is like Formula 1 of the 1980s, 85 and 86. Fuel conserving. How much fuel? Will he run out of fuel? I have no idea. There's Todd Hayne closing right up to Cameron Veacock. Alex Court still in 4th position. Blake Warboy's up to 5th. So Leonage has dropped back to 9th.
These guys, Jason Davis is going to be sweating bullets now, knowing that this is the final lap. He's got a handful of corners to go. He just needs to
go. I guarantee you cannot roll to the start-finish line out of Ravazza, the last corner. You will not make it. If you run out of fuel coming out of that last corner, it's over. You will be stranded on that pit straight. You can see the car.
Look at Cameron Veacock coming under attack by Todd Hayne.
But Hayne looking for second spot. Half a lap to go. Veacock in a severely damaged car.
This is absolutely
Jason
brilliant
Davis
stuff.
Is leading. 2 corners to go for Jason Davis. Here he goes. Through the first of the left-handers. Through the second. Now, has he got enough fuel to bring it home? Jason Davis, car number 23.
Look at Todd Hayne.
He's going to win it. Jason Davis is going to win it.
He's done it.
He's done it. He's got the lights going. He's made it. There's his first win.
It's not.
Nationwide Tracking Systems.
It's
He's
not.
made it.
It's not finished
Cameron
yet.
Veacock
These guys have got to finish their cool down lap.
Right. I should have to be aware of that as well. All those guys that tried to stay out and fuel conserved, they still have to make it back to the pits. What's the penalty if he doesn't make it, JP?
-1 spot.
So Veacock will inherit the lead if he can make it back to the pits.
So look at Jason
Cameron
Davis now.
Veacock.
He is crawling. He knows that he does not have a lot of fuel.
He certainly couldn't. The other guys couldn't make it. Leonage couldn't make it. Caldwell couldn't make it. They all tried.
Let's will him to the pit bay. I think
His inaugural win.
absolutely
Dave.
brilliant.
People on toes in the last as well. Run out of fuel. Jamie Davis has run out of fuel. He needs a tow back to the pits. So Jason Davis leads them home.
Let's go in with
Cameron
Jason.
Veacock,
I have a feeling.
He's super slow, isn't he?
Does he have enough
Bet on the
fuel?
idle. Is that on the idle? Oh, I heard a splutter. JP. This is critical. It's got to get it back to the pits yet. Oh, this does not look good. I'm worried here. I'm worried for Jason Davis. Who would have thought, even after crossing the line? But preliminary positions, Davis, Veacock, Todd Hayne. That closes up. And we're all probably wondering, because Alex Court's finished just behind Todd Hayne. They're second. Alex Court's second and Todd Hayne third in the championship. Where's the man leading the championship? What position did he finish in?
10th.
Sean McNamara has finished 10th. 10th.
So let's keep riding with Jason here. Just needs to clutch it.
Got a downhill section here. A long run from out of Ravazza though. Back to that pit lane. Does he have to get to his pit box, JP, or just the pit lane?
He just needs to cross the control line into the pit lane. Once he's done that, he's home and hosed.
Warboy's in 5th. Osley up 4 positions. Sean Pidwell, he's had the hard charger for the night. He's up 14 positions, up to 7th.
Absolutely fantastic.
Kyle Booth in 8th. Aaron Caldwell 9th. Will McNamara 10th. His teammate Simon Chadwick in 11th.
Jason
Lasseth
Davis.
Leonage had to
I think
drop
Jason Davis has led us on a merry dance. He's saving the fuel for his burnout.
Oh, good on him. Built up the drama there.
Absolutely fantastic to see.
That's a good drive. Fuel conservation strategy. Davis, well done.
He's made it across
Well
the
done on
line
your
now,
first
so
I have to find out how much fuel he had left.
let's see if he's got enough. Let's see if he's saved enough for a burnout.
Let's see his style. And Ben would be loving this. Ben Morris. Enough fuel left for a bit of oh, and that's it. It's spluttering.
That's fantastic. So let's have a look at it.
Didn't have much left.
Let's have a look at our finishing positions. So first, Jason Davis with a great race there. Brilliant fuel saving. Second, Cameron Veacock, another fuel save. Todd Hayne finishes in 3rd. Alex Court in 4th. Blake Warboys in 5th. Trent Gosley in 6th. Sean Pidwell in 7th. Kyle Booth, once again, finishing in the top 10 in 8th. Darren Caldwell in 10th. Sean McNamara rounding up the top 10 in 10th position. Simon Chadwick in 11th. Laz finally finishing in 12th. Ryan McCarthy in 13th. Craig Newell in 14th. Hayden Harrison in 15th. 16th, Dean Williams. 17th, Jonathan Ben. 18th, we've got Mitch Campbell. Jacob Brewer in 19th. Ben Siren in 20th. In 21st, Chris Barnes. Tim Mulford in 22nd. 23rd, Marty Hanson. Tony Gaffer in 24th. 25th, Lee Roberts. Ashley Davis in 26th. Riley Simon in 27th. Luke Holland 28th. And lap down, Jamie Davis, Craig Casper, Dave Zetterbart and Michael Dumbrell. Actually, looks like Michael Dumbrell, was the lap down. Great racing.
What a race.
That was an absolute ripper.
What a cracker. Better than the Formula One by 100 times.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tune in Tuesday nights. Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. It delivers.
Absolutely. Let's grab these winners and let's have a chat to them. Let's start with Todd Hayne, our third place getter. I'll give you the honours while I get the provisional championship points organised.
Great. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how you going?
I'm probably not as exhausted as what you are, but gee whiz, what an action-packed race.
Mate, that was unreal. That was really good fun, actually. It's good to finally be up here on the podium, though.
Oh, you're the fast man all race, really. A bit unlucky. It's sort of that safety car threw things on its head. You were unlucky there. You looked like you might have had the pace to pull off the win there, but, well, you still charged through to get third, and you're probably only another lap away from getting back into first position. Run us through some of the highlights from your point of view.
Oh, yeah, managed to actually get off the line half decent and defend P2 there. And, just sort of head down, tried to get through Jamie and get away, and then the safety car come out. Then I had to deal with Alex Court there and through all the traffic and hoping the other boys ran. Absolute stroke of genius from them fellas to do that.
Well, we were wondering, me and JP mentioned that they might have enough. It was only with safety car, you could have saved a bit of fuel, and you only had to put on maybe 28 litres, and it was going to be touch and go. There was a few cars that tried to do it unsuccessfully. The likes of Lasseth Leonage and Darren Caldwell, they were fuel conserving, but they ended up battling amongst themselves, which sort of slowed them down and brought you guys right back into the battle. And gee whiz, it was on those last five or six laps. I couldn't keep track of it. It was monumental. I guess you had to go for the win, but you also had to be a little bit conservative because you're right in that championship battle as well.
Yeah, that's right. No, it was good fun, and well done to Cam and Jason, and also Alex. That was good fun racing there at the end.
Shout out to your sponsors, Todd. Give them a mention.
Shout out to Bow Repairs and McKay, Pat Junior Racing, and Race Management Services.
Good on you, Todd. I've enjoyed watching you racing all through this series. We've got 2 races left. We've got, Charlotte, Roval, and then we've got Bathurst for the finale. You a big Bathurst fan? Do you do many laps around Mount Panorama?
Yeah, I love Bathurst, but
excellent.
Not real quick on my racing yet. We'll see how we go.
Okay, well, that's the critical race if you want to take out this championship. It's double points for that round, and I know Alex Court is a gun around the Mount Panorama, so keep yourself in there, keep yourself in the battle, keep yourself in the hunt, and anything can happen come round 13.
We'll give him a run.
On you, Todd. All right. We can get Cameron Veacock.
Good evening, gentlemen.
G'day, Cameron. Finally, I haven't been able to have a chat with you all season as yet. This is your first podium. Well done.
This is, definitely the first podium. That was a very hard battle.
Master
turn 1.
Master stroke there, Cameron.
Oh, mate, it was absolute chaos coming into that last chicane in the first lap. I ended up with a damaged engine and managed to just flick the pit stops based on my engineer.
Yeah. Well, how much damage did you get there?
So the engine was definitely repaired, and I got the meatball flag, so I had to come in and completely clear it, and did a couple of laps under safety car, come in at obviously the magical number to take enough fuel.
Yeah.
And then I was doing lift and coast for a couple of laps based on the engineer's advice, and then he told me I'm good to go, and off we went.
Oh, that was a great strategy. finished second. And who would you like to mention as your sponsors, Cameron?
I'd definitely like to thank Simrigs as our sponsor, Blackshaw's Smash Repairs, and all the boys at Type N Esports, with a special mention to Ben Anthony for helping me out and giving me the master stroke for the run home.
You had a bit of assistance there outside the cockpit. There were guys running through the numbers for you.
Definitely, there was one guy in the back of the team that was running numbers the entire time, and he did a brilliant job and told me exactly when to go.
It certainly made it an exciting race. I thought there might have been some guys trying to get there on to the end of the race on fuel, but we had no numbers here, so we were just guessing. And even at the end there, we didn't know whether Jason Davis was going to have enough fuel to get back to the pits, and you might have been able to inherit the win there. And I think he ran out of fuel there on the burnout, so he must have been pretty close to an empty tank. So that was a great drive, Cameron.
There was one extra lap there that I did that I probably could have went harder on by the entire lap, that I just waited one more lap to get the magical number. But
it's always the way, isn't it? It's so hard to do to know when to pull the lever and go hard, or because you just never know whether, especially at Imola, you can come out of that last corner and it's a long drive off to the start finish line. So you got to leave a little bit up the sleeve.
That was exactly right. And as I said, Ben pulled the numbers out of nowhere and he got me home. So yeah, just want to shout out to the boys in Type N Esports again. They did a magic job for us.
Good team effort. Good team effort. We'll enjoy the rest of the season, Cameron, and we'll see you at Charlotte next week.
Definitely will. Thanks, guys.
Good on you. All right. Here we go. Jason.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay. Well done. Well done. Now, I don't know where you come from there. It was like we thought everyone at the front was fuel conserving, and Lasseth Leonage was leading there, and all of a sudden you just came with a burst and went past him like he was going nowhere. And we were like, how much fuel's this guy got left? How can he get it home? Does he know? Is he aware? Were you doing all the fuel numbers in your head, or did you have a little bit of help there?
Actually, no. I was towards the end of the race when I overtook Leonage. I kind of just got the draft and thought, oh yeah, I can roll with it. But I was at that point, myself thinking, if I got enough to get through, am I pushing it too hard? But ended up just trying to conserve as much as I could for the last 2 laps until kind of got around halfway around the last lap and thought, oh yeah, I've got a little bit left in the tank to sort of boot it with.
Well, how much fuel did you have as you crossed the line at the start finish line there?
By how across the yard actually had 0.5 of a lap left, so about 1.2 litres.
Oh, okay, yep, had a bit up your sleeve. Oh, well, and I guess having Cameron Veacock behind you with a little bit of a damaged car and the other guys just battling away behind you, it sort of fell in your lap. But I'll tell you what, no, don't take it away from Jason. That was a brilliant drive.
Buddy, it's off the start finish line especially, I kind of lit up the rear wheels a little bit, which I got away quite poor than what I wanted to, and by turn 1 I was in dead last, so everything just sort of fell into place as the race went on. So
you were in last position.
Yeah, turn 1, lap 1, I was dead last by the time I got the car.
Oh wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So last to first, that's a classic. That's probably that race has been the highlight of the season so far. That's a brilliant effort. Now, who would you like to mention? You'd like to shout out to some sponsors?
Would like to thank the Dripping Paints graphics boys, as well as the Bell Photography and the Pacific Sprint Racing. They're good bunch of blokes, and kind of give me that chance to sort of. I'm just glad I could keep it together and put a good shout out towards them, and just prove what I can sort of do if I'm just keep it clean sort of thing. So, huge shout out to the boys.
Brilliant work, Jason. Do you plan on having a little bit of a celebration? How are you going to enjoy this win?
I certainly won't let my brother let it down, that's for sure, because he's usually a better racer out of us, and I certainly won't let him forget it, that's for sure.
Okay, then rub a little bit of salt in.
Yeah, why not?
He was up there at the start, no worries about that, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was never going to catch him at one stage. I thought, that's it, it's gone, but just sort of just got the green eyes going and just went, no, I know where I want to be at the end of this race, and just kept pushing for it. So, and in the end, got the great results. So. Excellent
work, Jason. Now we've got 2 rounds to go, Charlotte and Mount Panorama. You looking forward to the rest of the season?
Yeah, sure am. I was actually a bit of a latecomer into into the season sort of thing. So I'm just kind of at the moment still trying to sort of find my shoes and so to speak. But look, all the boys that I'm racing against, huge shout out to them. They're brilliant blokes. They leave you the room when you need to, and couldn't ask for a better bunch of blokes all across all teams that really have red hot go and just not only race for serious but also race for fun. So huge shout out to them.
Right. Absolutely right. It's the way to go on iRacing, to get into a good league and same faces or same liveries against each other every week. It's
beautiful.
official sort of races.
Yeah, huge shout out to JP too. Like I don't know. Yeah, I've kind of given him a bit of hell the last couple of races. I've constantly been causing some accidents and that. So I thought, oh, here we go. I don't want to be one of those sort of people. But huge shout out to everyone who's kind of put up with that nonsense I've provided so far. So, but yeah, thanks, boys.
Well, you've definitely turned around, Jason. Well done. Congratulations on the win tonight. We'll see you.
Cheers.
Yeah, well done, Jason.
Thanks,
all right,
mate.
JP.
Well, another night of racing. That was absolutely fantastic racing. Love seeing just, at one stage there, it just looked like Todd Haynes had the command of this race and it was all done and dusted. And then to see Jason come from nowhere, really, and take the win, fantastic. Awesome to see someone different on the podium and some different faces as well. And Cameron sticking it out and getting his strategy right for second place.
We had a feeling, didn't we, before the race? We had a feeling that something special was going to happen in that race, and it was going to be mixed up a little bit. I actually thought it was going to be Todd Hayne. I thought he was going to get his first win, but he's showing that pace, and I'm sure if he sticks with it, he might. I can definitely see him being up there at Charlotte Roval next round, and that's going to. How are those championship points, JP? Can you run us through the top three?
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get the championship points to work tonight, but it is going to close up. Obviously, with Sean finishing in 10th, those points are going to close up. Not as much as what we expected, though, because you've got Todd Hayne in 3rd and Alex Court in 4th, so with Blake Warboys in 5th. But that is going to close the championship. I think it's going to come right down to the very last round there, right down to Bathurst, and we're going to be wondering who's going to take it out right down to the wire.
Absolutely, and all brought to us by Nationwide Tracking Systems. Nationwide Tracking Systems supply hardware and software solutions that allow businesses to maximize the value of assets and people in the field. And of course, Abruzzi Raceware, Track Racer, Dripping Paints, Graphics, Race Management Services, Coghlan Engineering, Track Cams for Gourmets.
Absolutely.
And also, shout out again to Aaron, Goodyear Auto Care, Warana. Hope you've enjoyed the race if you managed to watch it.
Well, he did message me before and say, turn on a good race for me tonight because I'm in hospital. I want to watch some good racing. So hopefully we're able to do that.
Yeah, I definitely think that made the stay a little bit more bearable.
Absolutely, and I want to second your shout out to our sponsors. Without these guys, we wouldn't have a series. We wouldn't be able to bring this to you every Tuesday night. Just really quickly go through what we've got coming up for the rest of the week. Obviously, tomorrow night we've got the replay of Split 2 in the NTS series. Thursday night it's the Anscar Abruzzi Cup. And then every Monday the MX5s with the Club Day Masters. So some more close racing there.
It's good stuff, JP. Who needs The Bachelor or whatever crap they're dishing up on free-to-air TV when you got racing like this? Tune into Simshed broadcasts and watch some decent.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's on TV at the moment.
100%. Leave that rubbish behind and tune into Simshed Broadcasting. Say good day and come and watch some great V8 racing.
Then again, that Masked Singer, that is good. That Masked. All right, JP. Thanks for joining me tonight in the broadcast.
Thanks for having me along.
Will be back next week, and he'll be flashing the pineapples. He'll probably be back on McNamara and the Falcons. The Mustangs, sorry. He'll be back on the Mustangs again next week. And join us this time next week for Charlotte Roval. That's going to be a classic. A lot of concrete walls, a lot of chicanes, a lot of big curbs, a lot of action. Charlotte Roval next Tuesday night.